It's and it looks like it's working now. All right.
It's working. Okay.
Our first question. First of all, nice meeting all of you in person.
You're welcome.
Finally.
It's family.
Our first question to you guys is, what's it like to live in Germany?
Who want to answer first? Ahmad, can you answer first?
About first question.
The first question.
I can talk about Germany. I'm born in Germany, but maybe I can tell more about Berlin. But because there's a big difference between Berlin and another states in Germany. Berlin, for me personally, it's more cool. There's more. It's like a small world in one city. There's too much nationalities in the same city, which could make every city being cool.
Yeah. For me, I study here in Germany, but I originally come from Indonesia, so I just live here since 2013. And for me, just like Ahmad said, that I cannot talk about Germany. I can only talk about Berlin. Berlin is a very good city because there's very diversity. There's a many diversity, cultural diversity here in Berlin, and the people is very considerate to us, to the different kind of race here in Berlin. And and in other case, if I go to the other city, maybe the northern part or the southern part, the people there is not so nice compared to the people in Berlin. That's what I can tell you. And if I compare to my home country in Indonesia, basically Berlin or Germany is better in way many level. Because the people here is nice, and they have they respect different view of me, of other people, and it's pretty nice to live here. That's all.
What is something that is common to do in your daily life? Like, what is something you guys do frequently every day?
Every day, for me, mostly I spend a lot of time in schools, in university, and also in library, and mostly at home. It's for the weekdays. That's I spend most of the time, because you have to always study here. And at weekend I usually go to some park, picnic. When it's summertime, I went to picnic, and sometimes I also play basketball with my friends here. And that's all. That's all basically what I do in my daily activities.
Want to add to that?
Ahmed?
About me, daily, there is nothing what I can do it daily, but I think most is sport. I'm playing volleyball, and it's my second thing with the university. What I can do it daily.
Oh. What's the most popular sport over there?
You can say football. Soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Yeah, soccer. Soccer, I think it's the most popular sport here in Germany. People can play, everyone can play soccer here, but not everyone can play volleyball or basketball.
That's true. What about handball? Do you guys know what handball is?
Handball?
Yeah.
Handball.
It's also in Germany a very important sport, or it's famous for Germans, handball. They have a good team right now.
I know in the Olympics I saw they made it pretty far.
Yeah, I know handball is very famous here in Germany, but to be truth, I never play it here.
No.
Not never once.
Mine is Berlin. Have you guys visited anywhere else in Germany?
I visited not so much city other than this not much other city than Berlin. I visited Hamburg, Leipzig, Frankfurt, and also what else? There's Bonn and Cologne, but mostly just because I took some basketball competition there. I play some basketball tournament there.
Oh wow, nice.
So I was in Dresden, Frankfurt, Köln. The most city I visited was Munich, Allianz Arena, because I'm a Bayern Munich fan. It was more Arena.
So you're not a Hertha Berlin fans, Ahmad?
No.
What is so do you guys watch the news at all over there?
I don't watch the news through the TV. I watch it mostly from videos from Facebook and
Okay.
from other internet website. And I mostly watch about Trump.
Trump. Okay.
Yeah, almost.
And
That's
what
all.
is that usually a popular topic right now that they show on the news?
I don't know. In here, I rarely discuss about the news with my friends, with my German friends. I rarely discuss about politics, religion, and also, yeah, but the most private, the private things we rarely discuss it.
Would you say that's a cultural thing?
I can say it so because for some of my friends, their political view and their religion is very private to them. So if you're not that close to them, and they won't share it.
Okay.
I only had once conversation about religion and politics with my friends. That's
Wow.
all. I would never talk about it anymore.
What are you, Ahmed?
Yeah, there are some friends I can talk with them about religion or politic, more politic, but because I am a person who didn't talk about religion because I don't know too much about it, or I'm not able to talk about it. I think so. On politics, yeah, it's a public thing. Everybody can talk about it. Yeah. Not everybody can tell us or say for me I am patriotism, or I am patriotic. I like Germany. I am German. In Germany, maybe the Germans, when they are like this, they didn't going to tell you this because they don't find this correct, maybe, or they have some problems with it. Maybe a historical problem. I don't know.
So is there a way you express that you're proud to be German? Is there a way to do so over there?
I don't know. I cannot answer this question because I'm not a German. Maybe Ahmad, who were born in German.
I'm not understanding the question. One more time, please.
How do you express that you're proud to be a German?
I am proud to be German.
So how would you express that in Germany?
How do you what will you do if nah, maybe you can
Yeah. So like in America, people, there's a lot of ways we can show that we love our country. So I want to see how that kind of is different, or if there's any similarities in Germany. What are some things you guys do that shows others that you love your country?
It's fair. Everybody should love his country when it's normal thing, but he shouldn't be extreme in his feeling or being racist for another people. I love also Germany.
See,
I'm proud about the national team, football team for Germany, but I don't know how would we seeing this in politics.
Right.
So I think another question, another way to phrase it would be: are there other ways of showing maybe sort of a national pride that it's not necessarily saying that I'm so proud to be German because of X number of reasons, but you could say, you know, supporting, like you said, the German national team. You know, I think anyone who's from maybe a home country has their own way of saying that they're proud of being from somewhere. What would it look like for you?
Maybe I could add some answer to it. I think as I'm a foreigner here, what I see people in German real proud for themselves when they celebrate their cultural day like Oktoberfest, and or also when they support their national team, especially for soccer. And there's sometimes also Tag der Einheit. So this is there's when the people take down the Berlin Wall. There's the ceremony for it. I think at special occasion like a cultural, maybe sport, people here really support their team and their culture. That's what I can add to this discussion.
No, that's good. That answered it. That's good. So we were I emailed you guys about protests, because that was sort of a topic we had discussed in our class. Hearing that you guys don't really get too much into politics from what it sounds like in Germany, are there any protests that happen there?
In my 4 years here in Berlin, I've only seen a few protests especially in Berlin. There are some protests, but it's not that big, and mostly it's a protest like, for example, Korean protests to they go protest their Korean presidents. I believe it's last year, maybe at the end of the last year. And for the German itself, they protest mostly when the Labor's Day. It's pretty big protest, and also in about LGBT.
Okay.
There's ones, but it's more like a festival kind of thing. Like people march in the street, and they bring some banner, but I don't think you can say it's protest, but I see it's more like a festival here.
Oh, okay. So that would be like our version of the gay pride parade that they do.
Yeah. Yep. You're correct.
Okay. Great.
Maybe Ahmad can add some things.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
About protests.
Yeah, in German, because I live here only for 4 years.
In Berlin, sometimes it will be too much. and without reasons, or there's reasons, but it's not important for much of people. Somebody, example like a protest for biking, or against people who they trading in animals, something
Okay.
like that. I think there's many things more important. Maybe should doing protests for them, but it's fine. It's fine when you can live in a city where you always do what you want, show your opinion in this way. It's nice.
Okay, so I do have kind of a follow-up to that. So does it seem like there's maybe more protesting for international issues rather than for national issues? People maybe don't seem to take a lot of issue with the German government, but they do see issues going on around the world that they want to participate in.
Yeah, I can say so, because not long ago there's also some protests about in governor selection in Indonesia, and it's mostly it's all about international issue. Like Ahmad said, some people don't like about the maybe, for example, like PETA protesting about the animal threat and etc. For example, you're correct, Dennis.
Well, you should say something also. In the last time, it was some protest against or with the refugees. Feel Germans are with refugees. They want to help them. The another see that it will be dangerous,
Burden.
or they are fear from them. Yeah, something like that.
Do they ever get violent, or are they always peaceful?
I never seen a violent protest here in Berlin.
Nice.
I think we're too used to seeing in our news there's a lot of violent protests going on in the United States.
Even in Indonesia, it's peaceful there too.
No, it's a different topic in Indonesia.
Okay, different time there.
I don't know. Some of it is peaceful, but some of it can also be a little bit what you can say a little bit anarchist. Like maybe anarchist is too harsh. I don't know the other word for it. And like, for example, at Labor Day in Indonesia, there's some anarchy to it. But yeah.
And wow, have you guys ever participated in one yourself?
Me never in any protest. Also in Indonesia, never. Maybe not yet.
I was
I don't know.
in one protest. I was before 2 years. I was in one from them. Yeah.
Wow. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Claudine.
good. There you go. You go.
Oh, I was going to ask, what was the protest about that you were in 2 years ago?
It was to support the refugees. They are coming from Syria.
Okay, great. And what did that protest look like when you were there? What were some things you could say about it that maybe stood out to you?
There will be groups. They from more peoples, all nations, and they will support an opinion or a they are coming from war, and we should supporting them as humans, and yeah, it will be a normal protest, politely, quiet, and without problems with another groups, because it will build another groups or another protest against sometimes. And we tried, and the another trying also to avoiding conflicts with could happen maybe.
That's
Are there any protests that go at the same time?
At the same time, it will be at the same time. Most times could be at the same time. It's also they can do this in a German law. Another protest opposite to another.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of those in the United States where you have one group coming out and another group to oppose them, and they kind of clash in the middle. And I think that's been really apparent in the news. That and protests turning violent and
Yeah,
people getting a little
is
bit
it
too out of
risky? I think it's a little bit risky when there's two protests at a time and they are the opposite side of it, and the one is against and the one is supporting in the issue. I think it's a little bit risky. It will bring some violence to it, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be more work for the police.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's more work for the policeman.
Did you guys see any of the footage from, I think it was the May Day protests that they had, I believe it was in France, where I know some people showed up and started throwing fire bombs, I believe, at police. I don't know if you guys saw any footage of that.
I've seen it, the footage, but I don't know what about it. What protest it's about exactly.
Okay.
But I saw it. People throw some rock, some bomb, fire bomb to the policeman. I saw it, but I don't know what exactly the protest is about.
So maybe just to get kind of a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Me?
Oh no, Ahmad, I think you started.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
So
Oh, so
Okay, here. Let me ask one more question before we go on. So what is maybe from a German perspective? What do you see, and how do you interpret it when you see other protests from around the world, like from the United States? Seeing maybe the May Day protest happening in France. How do you interpret that as someone who's from Germany? Like, what does it mean to you?
What's happening now in the USA? It's something I can't understanding this because after being Trump as a president, there was too much protest against him. So who did elected him? I don't understand this. The same thing in Germany. We have also now the AfD, and they have the same ideas like Donald Trump, or they think in the same directions. I hope they will not have a perspective in Germany in the future. But who know? Who know? When all things stay as is, as it is now, maybe they will have more positions in Germany.
Do you guys get engaged with the election process in Germany?
I cannot because I'm not a German.
Oh. Okay.
It was this year elections.
Oh, was it?
How was it? It was it was good, yeah. The SPD Socialism, they have Berlin the most votes, and then was but the AfD, they have a increasing in their chances in Germany, yes, this year, last year. which is a big sign to tell us what that's in Germany gives. There is a
okay. Let me see. What are things that you guys don't like about Germany?
Oh, for me, what I don't like about Germany, it's not for, it's not of all of the people in German like that, but I've been engaged with some of racial things. I've been hit, and I've been also people shouting to me that they said, "Why are you here? Why are you come to German?" But it's not not all people in German like that, but some of it. I wish they accept more they accept more people in different race. That's all.
Of course, of course. Oh. I kind of
yeah the weather the weather.
weather.
The weather
But heute, sorry, today it
today,
was it was very hot.
the weather this year, the weather is very bad. Like we
It was
have we have
Germany.
we had snow in April.
What?
Wow.
We had snow in April.
This is
Wow.
normal. This is a normal thing. This is a normal thing in Germany.
It's really odd. And today the temperature goes to 30 degrees Celsius.
And tomorrow will be 16. Tomorrow will be 16.
Wow.
And tomorrow will be 16, and will be wieder will be again. It's very odd.
That yeah, and it's that's weird. It's hot here too, but it's about that time of year where it is supposed to get hot.
Yeah,
Weird.
Yeah, we had a weird winter. A lot of rain here. Yeah. Over on the west coast, where we've been in a drought for years,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden we got all of this rain to make up for the lost time, I guess.
I'm curious to hear what you guys think of Americans. Like when someone talks about Americans, what do you guys think?
About Americans. Okay. Do you want to tell first?
No, Ahmed, you first. Then I.
About Americans as people or government? Do you mean now?
You can go with either.
Yeah.
Love to hear your opinions on both, really.
Okay, I talk about people. Yeah, they are cool. Yeah, I met much Americans here in Berlin. Yeah, they are a cool generation. I can say it will be. It was nice. It was nice with them.
That's good to hear. It's a relief, I think.
I know.
They invited me. They have invited me.
Oh,
I think so too. I think American is very nice. They are really considerate to some of them is really considerate to other people, and also culture-wise, I really love America culture, like from its sport, and also how do you celebrate the sport there from every level, like from university to the professionals. That's really cool to me. And for me, political wise, because I follow a lot of Donald Trump news, I think it's pretty interesting how Trump lead your country and how people don't know where he to lead, where he lead the America now, and it's pretty interesting to see it. To me,
Yeah, we have a lot of questions about it too coming up. So.
I know, and with what just he did now, he just fired his FBI director. It's get pretty interesting now.
Do you is like American politics shown a lot in German news, or is it something that you guys go out and look for?
I don't in German news. I don't believe so. There's not many about Trump news, but there's what I just I find a lot in some other media like Facebook or like in internet. There's a lot of about Trump news.
Yeah.
German news
What is
trying to show the Germans that we are against these ideas from Donald Trump to
Yeah.
avoid these ideas in Germany also. Because when they support him, that means they will also support his ideas in Germany, maybe, which is a big risk for them.
Yeah, because what I think what Trump did is it's pretty dangerous for the world, for the politic of the world. Like, for example, what just happened in France, they just had a president election where the candidate one of the candidate is a pretty Trump. She
the
has
woman?
yeah, the woman has Trump thinking, and also with Brexit happens in Europe, and it's spreading like a virus now. Like this what can I say? Anti-Islam and anti-race kind of thing. It's spreading like a virus now in the world. That's what I think. So it's good when German news. What can I say? Limit the news around him about him to here.
I don't see this thing like you, because news channels should show us or the truth. Either what is this? Not to avoid something. They should say trying to tell us the truth. They did this more times, but I think it's a big it's a bad thing. Bad thing.
What about local news? What are some of the things? Are there murders? What kind of crime do you see in Berlin?
In Berlin, I've seen a lot of drunk people news. Like drunk people did that, drunk people do that, and also maybe there's a pretty high not also racial criminal. I don't know. There's a lot of criminal news that I heard about. Syrian people did that, do that. That's what I read in the news.
Do you guys trust when you watch the news? Do you trust what is being told to you?
I try to take a different as many as source I can get. So I don't like to just read from one newspaper or for one media. I normally I look for another just to compare, is it true or there's some truth behind it.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, because I know in the United States a lot of people tend to stay with news that kind of follows their political party. There's a lot of the perception, at least, that, you know, if you follow a certain political party, you're going to tend to watch maybe one kind of news or read one kind of a newspaper. So I think it's interesting to hear that in other places, you know, you get a variety of information coming to you.
Yeah.
And this time, there is a lot of social media like Facebook, Twitter, and something else. You don't know. You don't want to have newspapers or okay, it's something important to have journalists, but everybody can be a journalist. Everybody can post his opinion or his news, and he can share it with all people. So yeah, the good thing for.
Just is social media a platform you think where people voice their opinion more than a protest in Germany?
I don't know about it. Some of my friends didn't even have don't have Facebook.
Okay.
Some of my German friends, because so I don't believe they did it.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Ahmed.
Also, social media.
Yeah.
What in Berlin? What was the question?
Do you think people use social media more in Berlin to voice their opinion rather than go to a protest?
Of course, of course, of course, of course. You can see the protest before 7 years or 8 years, and now you can invite 5,000 people to a protest. There will be 110,000 at home. They think we are at a protest now, but actually they are at home and posting their opinion on Facebook, maybe.
Okay. Is that the more popular social media platform, Facebook, over everything else?
Facebook, Twitter, I think.
Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah. Teenagers, maybe Instagram.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, probably.
I'm curious, since we were talking about sports, we have the finals of hockey and basketball happening in America. So do you guys keep up with American sports at all?
I do.
Yeah?
I keep up with the NBA and the
Okay,
playoffs and
Who
the
you
LeBron
root for?
James. LeBron James, the
Wow.
king.
All right. I'll accept it.
What do you support? Golden State?
No.
Warriors?
I
Oh, no,
support
I follow Golden State. She follows the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, the Spurs. Oh, sad.
I know.
Kawhi
It's cheating.
Leonard cannot play in. I think it's questionable. Is he gonna play in the third game?
Yep, it's questionable because the Warriors cheat, unfortunately.
God, every time.
I have to agree with you, Claudine.
Thank you. And
The
I'm
Warriors,
glad video.
the biggest cheater in the game for now. It's
Yes.
not fair. Kevin Durant
Yes,
and also what Zaza did. It's not
Yes.
fair for the game.
God,
I couldn't agree with
I'm
you more.
outnumbered here too.
And I'll tell you what, I always root for the Cavs when they go against Warriors. So
Yes,
I got your
thank
back.
you.
You're welcome.
I would be very, very happy if Cavs could won the NBA champion again this
On the
year.
over Warriors.
Right now, you know what? In the Bay Area, I have the majority, but right now I'm in the minority.
Yeah, I'm so good I'm so good But that's really interesting. So through social media, or do you guys actually have access to watch the sports from Berlin?
I do. I watch the NBA mostly from Reddit.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a live streaming there,
Huh?
and from other illegal websites for live stream.
Okay.
I have a sport packet from BN Sports, and there's an NBA channel also.
Oh,
That's a good one.
And I'm going to watch most of the news because the time it will be not.
Right.
Yeah, it will be very early morning here when the game play.
Right. I didn't even think of that. When there's opposing teams, is there any fight ever, or do German teams respect each other during a game?
In Germany?
Yeah.
Respect is a first thing in sports in Germany. They try to to not be like in Spain. This clashes between Barca and Real Madrid fans. They didn't want to be to have it in Germany also, between Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, maybe. The last time it was a very difficult moment. I don't know how to say that.
And you said you were a fan of Bayern Munich, correct?
I am fan for Bayern Munich. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that there's this popular kind of perception of a lot of football fans in Europe. And I know that it stems a lot from maybe England, that soccer hooligan that exists. I don't know if you see any of that, like if you ever go to the games, you know, where people are going to meet up, and because we have it here in the United States too, when we go to sports events. A lot of times fans will fight each other in the parking lot. So I don't know how crazy it gets there for when you see them.
It's very crazy. But it will be not more a sport anymore. There is no respect anymore. This is a bad idea about sports. Exactly, football. It's a very emotional sport, and you should pay attention about the new the children. They watching this. Maybe they will think that's a good idea to support my team in this way. They think they supporting their team, or I am against this hooligans.
For me, what can I see here in Germany, especially in Berlin, when people play, the fans after the game, mostly they only shouting their chant for the team, and if there's someone's lose, and they will really loud shouting for the winning team, and I rarely seen a violence, a clash between the fans. Maybe just shouting at each other at the train station, but the clash is very 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 rare. I've only seen it once.
Wow,
That's good.
that's a small number. Wow.
But I just lived in only for 4 years. This is also not.
Maybe because Bayern won always the league. There's not more problems.
But Bayern always win in Germany. I don't know. There's no other team that can beat Bayern in German league.
It's being boring last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
As Bayern.
they're just too good.
And what about volleyball? Is that also a popular sport over there?
Volleyball, it's very gentle game. It's it's very high game. There is no problem. I played volleyball. I'm fan for another teams. I have not so mainly in my life a small problem or a small clash. It's really. I hope that all sports being like volleyball or volleyball fans really.
Okay. My uncle lives in Germany, so he's obsessed with volleyball.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
And I figured,
Well,
it's crazy because in America it's not popular really. At least I don't see it on TV or anything like that until the Olympics. That's when I really
Olympics, I would say.
Yeah, right.
what can I see here in Germany, especially for the volleyball? Amongst the older people, volleyball is really really loved from the other people here in Germany. Because when I play basketball, and the next schedule is volleyball, and the older people always come to play volleyball.
What do you mean, Gabe?
I don't. No, I didn't. I rarely see a young people play it. I play volleyball too, but just for fun.
Okay.
Because in volleyball, I didn't. It didn't give me this competitive kind of thing, because it's not so physical, and it doesn't give you much adrenaline to me.
Right. No,
I will say it's a hard sport. I've tried to play and I'm terrible at it.
it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. I know. So I think I want to ask you some question, both of
Yeah.
you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For the first question, the most common question: what is your course of study? What are you studying in San Jose? San Jose.
Go ahead, Des. You know more about it than I do.
Well, we're both in the communication studies department. Both of us
okay.
are getting our master's degrees.
Oh, you are both a master student.
Yes.
Okay. And what you do in communication, basically the most easiest way you can tell us.
The way I see it is you learn how humans operate, and you can use that power to either better yourself and to better communicate with those around you, or you can use it for power to manipulate.
Oh, okay.
That's how I see it. If you learn how humans talk to one another, and then you learn more about yourself, but you can use it for good or bad, and that's how I view it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a big part of that is we're trying to understand a lot of the motivations and the reasons why people choose to communicate the ways that they do, and we try to look at a lot of symbolism and a lot of meaning behind not just word choice, but maybe body language, maybe why they use certain words that they use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we try to extract a lot of meaning out of.
Sounds
Yeah.
very interesting. So next one, did any of you combine work and study? I mean, did any of you work beside your study, beside you studying?
Yes, and we both do.
Oh,
Yeah, we both do. I have a part-time
Oh,
job.
how was it? How was it work and study in America? Is it hard, or is it doable or bearable?
I think it's doable, but your attention will always go to one more than the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Can I ask something? I think in USA you should work beside your university, or there is a or the government going to support you as students.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna laugh at that because
Yeah, I think that there's this understanding that to work while you're in school is a very common thing. A lot of our fellow students have jobs or even full-time jobs while they're going into these programs. And I think there's this understanding that the government really, it says it's going to support you, but really we're adding up a debt while we're going to school. I mean, a lot of the programs that we do, we have to pay back a lot of the money after we're done. So it's really, we have to fend for ourselves for the most part, and I think that's a pretty common perception.
I think this this thing is very different to the Germany, because in Germany the government support the student, so the tuition fee it's reduced by the government, so we just pay a small amount of it.
But
I think
we should pay this back, or after university, just for information.
No, it's Bafok, Ahmad. It's different.
Okay, but
It's Bafok. What you say? It's Bafok. Bafok, it's like a student loan in in USA. Yeah, at the end of your study, you have to pay it back. But for me, why I chose Germany to study is because because German have one of the cheapest tuition fee in the world. I think
Wow.
even cheaper than my home country, Indonesia.
Oh wow.
I only at my first year I only pay 290 euro
Oh,
for a semester.
oh,
It's
don't
like
tell us that.
it's like 280. That's why I told you that the government's really kind to reduce the tuition fee, but this year there's a lot of issue that maybe the fund will be cut and we have to pay the full tuition fee. There's a lot of rumor about it, but in Berlin it didn't realize it.
I think it's interesting because for Claudine and I, we go to a university that is considered one of the cheaper California state universities you can go to. It's not very expensive, but I have friends that went to private universities that had to pay, their families were paying, or they were taking loans for, $40,000 a year or something like that. And it's a lot of money that we pay to go to college, and we're expected to do this anyway. We're expected to go to college, and we sell out so much.
It depends if you live there or not too, because I ended up paying about 20 grand a year when I got my bachelor's degree, and I had to live there. And also in California, we're broke. Everything's expensive in California, especially the education. So I know that there are cheap universities, but in America, there's so many requirements that you need to go through to the government before you can even request funding.
Yeah.
And that process takes a while, and most people don't even qualify for those funds.
The interesting part is I did actually consider to study in US for bachelor, but after I compared the tuition fee, no way.
Yeah.
No, you dodged a major financial bullet on that one.
At first, I really interested to go to school in USA, especially in MIT or in Princeton.
Oh, wow.
But wow, the tuition is not so. It's very expensive.
Yeah, they're great schools, and I think that they have a lot of opportunity that they give to their students. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what you can afford, and most people choose to stay close to home so they can afford to go there. And unless they get these great scholarships that are paying for most of their tuition, a lot of people choose to stay pretty close to home.
Okay.
Yep.
So for the next question is, do both of you pursue other social, sporting, or intellectual activities at your university other than course participation and studying? And if you do you think these activities represent an important part of your overall education?
I don't participate at any, outside of the school I do, but not inside the university.
Oh, okay.
But I do think you need exercise, because exercise is really good for you. And you also release endorphins that actually will help you in your studying. If you spend your whole life in front of a laptop, your brain's going to get burnt out. And you'll never step outside. Exactly. I do think there should be an equal balance, and I wish universities use that a lot more for students.
But do you have do your university have a program like an extracurricular program where the student can participate in it? Like
we do have
maybe
some extracurricular programs. I know that San Jose State offers their little optional things that you can do after class, and we have a lot of clubs that meet that students form that a lot of people like to join. I'm not a part of any of them, and I mostly just go to class and get my work done and then go home. and I do everything else that's extracurricular just on my own. For San Jose State, we have a large student population, and most of the people here commute to school, meaning that they're from the local area. And so not a lot of people spend a lot of time on campus. A lot of people are mostly just going here for school and then we leave. At least that's how I did it.
Okay. Okay. For the next question, do you have plans for further study after you completed your degree? Maybe you want to continue to do a PhD, or maybe straight to work, or what?
I have a little breakdown.
Straight to work. No PhD is enough. Enough master is enough.
Yeah, that's enough for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, Claudine and I have actually had this conversation before too.
Yeah.
And we're both on the same page where we're in the master's program. We want to, complete this, but neither of us has any, ambitions to go on to get a doctorate in this. We want to go to work and start, earning our place.
Do you think your degree will improve your prospect on the job market once you graduate? And
Absolutely.
what areas of employment do you see your degree opening up for you? In which yeah, that's all.
I would say absolutely. I know that for my employment opportunity that's coming up, I do get an incentive and pay for having a master's degree, and it just helps my my resume, I would say, and my perception to future employers to have this master's degree. I think it says that I'm able to commit to something and put in extra effort, and so I would say that it's definitely for my future job.
So, what is the job field that really suit for you guys as a communication student or communication master student?
I would say anything. The beauty about it is a skill. Communication is a skill that everybody needs, and you can beat anyone at a job, even if you were a rocket scientist, because they don't know how to communicate. You need human relationships in order to build trust and to have a job in the workforce, really. If you can't connect with others, you won't get respect. No one will respect you, and your life will be miserable. I mean, there's so many fields of communication that you can go from marketing to
public relation.
To observing people. There's so many things that you can do, but you just got to find your passion. And I think that's in the field within itself. If you find something you're interested in, it'll take you to any job that you can apply to.
Okay, and the last question: would you ever consider working abroad? Like Ahmad just said, many people from the States and Europe are moving to Berlin to live and work, attracted by the lifestyle and job opportunities offer. And are you considering the same to do it? To live, maybe not in Germany, but in another country?
Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, I think I keep that in mind. I think for me, the idea of going to another country and working in the field that I want to work in, and have a different culture, a different environment, and a different way of looking at everything, I guess, is an exciting prospect. And so I would definitely look into it. I know for me right now, staying local is kind of the way I'm going, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think America is so big that you can go to any other state and it feels like another country, especially from West Coast to East Coast. And for my job, I might be moved. I would have to travel outside of the country. And I look forward to that. If that day comes, it's free travel while you're at the job. But what about you guys? Do you ever want to come to America to study?
For me, because I'm studying biotechnology in Germany now for bachelor, I'm pretty interested to go to USA because I know America have a lot of fun to do research, especially in biotechnology field. So it's I think I will probably try to go there
Yeah.
because it
What about you?
because
It will be interesting to go to USA. For me, exactly, as a landscape architecture, apart from my job to visit too much countries as I can. I think it will be interesting.
Yeah.
What about you? What about Germany? Tell us, how do you think about Germany, about Germans, about Berlin?
Um, I've never been. All I know is that you guys have a bad reputation for your attitude.
I thought that was France.
Oh, maybe no. Well, you guys are very short and to the point. Like you guys don't open up.
that's a very German like. That's what I receive at first when I come to German. The German people is really straightforward. They talk really just a little, and they just say what in their mind. I mean, like what their opinion to things, and they just say it because it's really a uh, free country, I think, because people can say it, can do whatever it likes as long as it's not uh, what it doesn't against the rules.
Right. Okay. And what are some of those rules?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I've always actually wanted to visit Germany. Personally, I have actually a few friends who lived in Germany that are from the United States, and they've always told me, about their experiences living in Berlin and traveling around Germany and how much they loved it. And I've always wanted to just visit and experience what it's like to be there. So for me, well, maybe a little different.
Berlin's very interesting city for the young people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It has a lot of activities to do here. There's no boundaries in here.
What's the drinking age over there?
I don't know, 19, 17?
Oh, wow.
I don't hear it.
What's the drinking age?
Drinking age?
Yeah.
18. But for a beer, for young people, they can with 16 years old they can drink one beer and a party.
Wow.
Party.
That's way better. For us, you have to be like 21
cigarette, 15 in here, 15 you can smoke.
What?
No. 15 years old?
Yeah, our professor just told us the story.
In Germany, as 15.
Our professor just told us in meeting in club.
In club, but not in law.
Meeting in English in our class last Monday. He just told us that in his school in I don't know Kreuzberg, 15 or 17, and you can smoke legally, and the school sell the cigarette there.
Wow.
But not in Germany. I think he talked about Ireland, or I don't think he talked about Germany.
Really? I heard Kreuzberg. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear it correctly.
It can be, but not a legal shop or cigarettes with 15 years old.
I don't know. I also surprised when he told that to us.
In the UK, you can smoke when you're like 5.
Really?
No,
No.
I'm joking, but I know that UK is known for smoking.
In Indonesia, you can do it.
Really? When they
Yeah,
at
I'm not
5?
joking now.
Oh, I'm.
There's a rule. Of course, there's a rule to prohibit young people to smoke.
Mhm.
But Indonesian is really weak to stay. I don't know how can I say it. Our police officer it's not doing what he's supposed to do to stand the rules.
Oh, so they don't enforce it.
Yeah,
So, okay.
yeah, enforce it. Right.
Wow.
So most of my friends start smoke at junior high, 14, 15.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It happens in many development country, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in America they're strict, but there are ways to get it without being 21.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of it for alcohol and for cigarettes. I mean, I've known people who
21 is your drinking age, not 17.
21.
are drinking age is 21.
Oh,
Car driving, 16 years.
Yes.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
when you drive a car with 16, you want to smoke a cigarette.
so
Is there any other questions that you guys would like to ask us?
for me, for the official question, there's not, but I have some trivia question
Okay, go
about
ahead.
sport,
All right.
basketball.
Let's do it.
What do you guys think about this Balls family? Because I'm very interesting about this.
Oh, the Ball family?
Yeah, Alonzo Ball and Lavarberg. What do you think about this family? Because I'm pretty interesting to this issue.
The father's LeVar, right?
Yeah, the father's Lavar.
I think he's just trying too hard to make himself relevant with his kids being as successful as they are. It's crazy. Like, he has no reason to be in the spotlight more than his kids going into the NBA.
It's
Can
sad.
people
Crazy.
can people say it as exploiting his kid?
A lot of people think that, I think.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of that.
Yeah. It's sad, is what it is. I mean, NBA, there comes a time where you'll get your 15 minutes, and when that's over, you shouldn't try to use your own family to get your way back in.
Yeah.
That's like saying Steph Curry's dad is coming back to the NBA, you know? That would be a joke.
Hang on.
That would be a joke.
Steph Curry was a solid player for the Hornets when he had his career. All right.
Yeah,
When?
like 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. He was a solid player when he played for the Hornets.
Yeah, like
I
1
love
year. I agree with you, but just for 1 year. It's fun.
I think that there's so much controversy in the NBA, and even the NFL. There's always, I think hockey is the only league in America really that doesn't have controversy around it.
It has its share, but it's not as popular because it's not really the same kind of issues. We don't have, for hockey, I'm a bigger fan of hockey, and there's not as many people getting busted for performance-enhancing drugs, or getting caught, doing something illegal, like bringing a handgun into a nightclub or smuggling cocaine. You won't hear about that for hockey, but you hear about it in football, or
Basketball.
basketball, any of those sports.
Ice hockey, it will be more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
It might be,
because we have many players that go international. So I don't know if any are in Germany, but
There are some of LeBron high school friend comes in Germany to play in German league. The point guard and the power forward, the Travis some guy and the Drew Joyce play in here in Germany.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
Yeah, I just knew it also from the documentary from LeBron James.
Ah,
This film more than a game.
okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
So I believe that's all
Yeah.
from the interview. And I don't know, Dennis, can you send our this video to us?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll send it to all of you
Okay,
right after we're done.
okay, it will be very nice.
Are we all set here? Does everyone have all their questions answered?
I believe so, Ahmad.
The questions, I have it here.
Okay, do you have anything?
Well, sorry, before we wrap things up,
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have something. I'm not really officially part of the conversation, but I just have a question for you guys, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
And it's how do you guys react to the news from in Europe from like asylum seekers or immigration policies, or even just the political aspects of the elections here?
I think it depends on what news program you watch, because certain political ideologies, like Republicans will watch Fox and Democrats will watch like something like CNN, and they'll take the political issues you guys have and they'll spin it to where it matches their beliefs. So I can't really say I know what's happening, because they do change the truth to make the viewers enjoy what it is that they're watching.
Okay.
I think for me, seeing what's happening with the refugee situation that's going on in Europe, I'd say I see a lot of different sides that are presented in the news, where a lot of people are saying, oh, we can't just bring everyone in because there's no vetting process. But at the end of the day, they're people, that need help. And so I think it's a lot of the perception that we see in a lot of media in the United States is that I'd say for maybe the Syrian refugee crisis, that a lot of these people are, kind of extending a hand to these people that have been displaced, and it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to start over.
Yeah, I would say so. I think
I have a question. How you see the American politics in this case? When they, as example, they supporting peace, and they going to sell guns and military products to support the war. How you can see this case, this part of politics in this case?
we have a lot of drugs that do come from the Mexican border, and I think
I think he's talking about us supplying weapons to
my bad.
rebels, I would say, because I know that there's been military aid being given to Syrian rebels, and I think that a big part of that is it plays into a lot of what the United States has always done. If you look at past conflicts that we've been involved in, if you look at, for example, the Iran-Contra scandal that happened in the Reagan administration, we provided weapons to the Contras, and it was all part of this deal it was kind of like a money flow through Iran, fund guns to the Contras, and it's something that we've always done, where we have a hand in politics going on around the world. And we do it a lot of times to say that, hey, we want you to support yourself, but we're willing to show our support by arming you and giving you the means to take your government back. I'd say for Syria, because in this case, you see Assad's government bombing, their own people, using chemical weapons against their own people. And a lot of these people who want to fight back don't have the means to do it. And so the United States, without getting directly involved, like we say, boots on the ground,
Right.
Meaning soldiers there, in order to avoid that, we support the side that we believe is maybe the most just. Maybe it doesn't make sense a lot of times, because there's that disparity between you know, giving your support and then supplying a war, which I can see both sides of the argument. You know, it doesn't always make sense that way.
What I mean is support, it's go to more peoples or more groups in Syria or either another countries, not for the government or not for a military rebels. There are which they have also political support. And either way, there is more American weapons or also Germans. It's not officially for another country. It's for just for groups. They have new weapons. But when you ask the American government or German government or another Europe government, they provide weapons. They don't have an answer. They don't tell anything about it.
I don't know. I think there isn't a very.
What I can say to this topic is, I'm sorry, Dennis.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like Dennis said, some big powerful country like USA, Germany, the EU, European nation, they support others country, like maybe Syrian governor, the weapon, and as the war proceed, the weapon of what can I say? The weapon will at last will spread to the public. You know, like maybe some soldier got killed in the street, and some 7-year-old kid picked the gun. It can happen. That's why maybe we see in the news that some of the small groups has the weapon from the America or the Germany. I think that's what happened in the war field.
Yeah, I don't think the black market, especially too for citizens to get guns, I don't think that'll ever stop in any country. I think citizens of anywhere will always have their hands on a gun some way or another. And it's you know, to think about that is not always nice, but I think as far as America's relationship with everybody else, I feel like we have the mentality of if you help us, we help you. And I think it showed us that time and time again throughout our politics. If you help us, then we'll always give you that helping hand as well. And it's something that our communication program comes back to, is building those human connections. And it does take you a long way. And I think politicians lack that human aspect of viewing other leaders as humans rather than just business.
Yeah, I think it's easy to look at people as statistics. You know, I think that's a big problem, is that a lot of times for the government, they see numbers and they don't see people. And so for a lot of these conflicts, you know, arming people just seems to make logical sense according to whatever projections they have about who can come out as the victor, you know, who will be the loser, and you know, where does that place us? And I don't always agree with maybe U.S. politics on who in particular to arm or where to invade or whatever the case may be. I think we're never going to be 100% right, and I think that's how it's always going to be, unfortunately. But that's how I see it.
I agree, and I think we have to be thankful that we're allowed to have those opinions and we're allowed to express it with one another. And I think sometimes we get so boggled in the details of the actual conflict that we don't get time to think, well, we're appreciative that we are allowed to say what it is that we want to say without getting in trouble. And I hope that's the same in Germany. I've never been, so can you guys, you know, you said that there was rules earlier, so I was thinking you can say what you have, freedom of speech. So is there any times that you see people get in trouble for saying something? Or
for me, when people shout at me about racial things, I tend to just walk away, because didn't bring me any good when I confront them, because here the police officer is really good, and if there's any of class, any confrontation at the public, they will come like just.
Wow.
So
That's
that's why I tend to walk away from it.
Good.
Even when I got hit, I don't want to seek trouble with the police. I just, okay, it's just once, and he drunk, and it's fine.
What about your guys' experience? Right? Have you ever said something and gotten in trouble, or people just argue about things all the time?
About police now or what?
Or about anything? Like, are you guys really reserved? So if there's a disagreement about anything, how does that get solved?
I cannot hear.
Oh.
One moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was just saying, if there's a disagreement out in public, what are ways that people resolve their issues? Do they fight? Do they cuss at each other? Right.
In German, what I know is in Germany, especially in Berlin, when you just argue at each other, shouting, it's fine. It's not a problem. The police won't care about it. But if someone hit you, then you can call police that there's this guy has hit me, and if there's a fight, and police will solve it.
Good.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Every person is another. I think when somebody will attack me or attacking me, I'm gonna be react the same. Yeah, I don't know. It's that happened with me in Berlin, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, from my experience, I think Germans are very rational and calm. They don't really tend to react very
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
aggressively. It's right to say.
When they're drunk, and that's a different story.
Well, that's a different story, but in general.
Do you have any more questions?
No.
No?
It's enough for us, for me, I think.
Well, it was so nice to actually see you guys face to face.
Yeah, it was great meeting everybody.
It's good. With the
I'll
spark
be ready.
and the trust
I'll be
talking.
ready for the class.
Yes, Kev. Let's go, Kev.
Yes.
Tonight is the game.
Oh, haters. And I'll send the link to everyone that was involved in this today, so everyone will have the direct link to this.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, I'll stop the broadcast now.